Natural Samoa water, the taste of nature.
Unwind your busy day with a cup of royalty. Royalty, complete satisfaction with every sip.
Manuia mawala lo taua pa ini fatal talnonga yemal pa yemal malumulunga tato tustala uma Samoa atalo fatua ile pa yemal malumulunga tato media tosi tato wati menta fo the fatalo fatua ile ofionga ni minister mai fafo. We wish to welcome you again, Honourable Minister, for our press conference this morning. I wish to open up by continually congratulate for our ceremony this morning, which marks the importance of our relationship. Even though it was 15 years ago, but today we come to the end to accomplish the project. And we have seen with great appreciation of how much Australia has committed to our parliament complex and also parliament surrounding, which is we are very grateful, more than 100 million tala. Secondly, we wish to acknowledge the free MOU that we signed last night. It's the cooperation to empower our communication through cyber security and also cyber connectivity, which is becoming a very major problem for social media nowadays. Secondly is for the police department regarding police deployed department and also for police initiative, mainly to the Maritime. As we were having some issues a few weeks ago that a policeman lost his life in the sea. So Maritime is important to us now to empower, strengthening and to ensure that such incident won't happen again. The third issue, Honourable Prime Minister, I wish to relay on our table is our visa travelling between Samoa and Australia. As you believe, Australia is our second home. We believe that will be go on for the next decade or for the next 100 years. And the main reason why we traveled to Australia was our family commitment, church commitment, and our traditional, as I shared with you yesterday, unity between the diaspora and our community here is always connected tight, and it's always been developed from years to years, and that is why we asked for your consideration. Before it was such easy. We were mainly having multiple access from time to time, and visitor's visa wasn't that hard as it is now. So we wish to put it up on your table, Honourable Minister. Another issue is that our RSE program, we appreciate the assistance and also the financial support and the opportunity for Samoan labour force to come to Australia, working in all areas for farming or special talented for carpentry, plumbing, and other professionals that utilize our expertise from here. And the last part is the Rugby fund. It is, we are still in the middle of negotiation with our rugby management here. We want to clear our side by make sure your fund won't be out of hand. I'm sure Australia has contacted our government to get involved. So it is our duty to respect our government level to make sure your helping for our rugby is well distributed in a proper manner of transparency and accountability. So we are still in the middle of sorting out between the government and our rugby body here to make sure we come up to a solution to sort it out in the future. But we won't want to left out. We will still continue to negotiate in a way so that all requirement is fulfilled under your scheme. And we are still negotiating and also discussing whichever is the best way to move forward and to solve the important, because you know rugby is one of our game, and I believe we have committed to your Wallabies many times and all the others rugby popular team in the world, but we believe your assistance for rugby is much appreciated. Yeah, thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Talofa lava, good morning all. And it's such an honour to return to Samoa. It's actually my 4th visit in total. I came once in opposition. I had 2 bilateral visits, as the Prime Minister has said, and also I accompanied our Prime Minister when he was here for the Commonwealth Heads of Government. So it's a country which I've had the privilege of being to on a number of occasions, and I always receive a warm welcome. You are always generous of spirit, and that defines our relationship. The Prime Minister and I spoke last night about unity and about family. We spoke about the enduring, deep partnership that we share, one that is grounded in geography because we share an ocean, but also in family and most importantly in trust. As the Prime Minister has pointed out, as someone who is very aware of history, it's also a partnership which has been in place for many years, and I'm very pleased that we are here after the Parliament was supported in its construction by Australia to have the Legislative Assembly also at this point in construction and to be here for the topping out ceremony, because we are both proud democracies. We are nations where voices are heard, decisions are guided by service to our people. Now, Australia does believe that the measure of our partnership is how we listen and how we best respond to what matters most to our partners, and we are determined that we will listen to your priorities. Shared regional challenges, the security issues that the Prime Minister has raised, which include transnational crime, the cooperation we have between our police and border force, border protection authorities. And of course, together we are enhancing online safety. We are working together to try and protect critical services and to protect our citizens against and our governments against malicious cyber activities, which is the investment I announced today, that we will deepen the cyber cooperation, or actually we announced last night, with an investment of 3.8 million tala over the next 3 years. Just to be really clear, malicious cyber activity is a risk regardless of distance. It is a threat to peace, it is a threat to prosperity, it is a threat to stability. And so working together to improve, strengthen our cyber resilience strengthens our democracies and our economies. We're also working together on practical actions to build climate resilience, and the climate partnership I announced today of 20 million tala over the next 4 years is about practical projects, including renewable energy projects, and working with you to make agriculture more resilient. As the Prime Minister said, we are also working together to combat the rising challenge of transnational crime, including illicit drug trafficking, through maritime security partnership and also policing. The Prime Minister has raised 3 things. He has raised rugby, and we know how important that is. We look forward to engaging with Samoa, with Tonga and others in the region as they bring forward the framework for your rugby partnership that you are seeking, and obviously we want the governance arrangements on that to be ones that all governments have confidence in, and we certainly understand the importance of rugby to Samoa, just as we have understood the importance of rugby league to Papua New Guinea and to other countries in the Pacific. On visas, we have, I hear what you have said, Prime Minister, we have sought to improve the visa system for Samoans. We've reduced the time taken for people to seek visas. We'll continue to work with you on that. We understand, particularly for our family and friends of the 98,000 Samoans that are in Australia, how important the visa system is, and we will continue to work together on that. On labour mobility, what I have always said to every Pacific country I have been to is that we want the labour mobility schemes to work for you, and we want to work with you to make sure they do that. As I said, it's a great honour to be here today. It's a great honour to be here with the Honourable Prime Minister, and I'm looking forward to going to Savaii. The Prime Minister told me last night that if I hadn't been to Savaii, I hadn't actually been to Samoa. So now I'm finally going properly to Samoa today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ja, la whatu pēr pēni kako whafsiri a lea o leo o niwa makol vai. E watu pēla e wanoa. E rua pē koru ngai pisiri e alanga le kuri mako vai Savaii. Tupua?
First of all, Prime Minister, I stand before you as another very proud Australian. First and foremost, thank you for putting together this opportunity to all come here and sit in front of you and hopefully ask some questions and get some answers. I know that Reverend Latu did not reveal today the party he voted for, but for me, I can honestly say that I voted later in the last election. My question, Prime Minister, this goes to the budget support that Australia provides to Samoa. I believe for this year alone we're giving 50 million tala. My question is, are there any concerns on your part about the long-term sustainability or conditions attached to Australia's financial support to Samoa and how its transparency ensured?
Well, firstly, thank you for your support. Australia is a partner Samoa can count on, and our partnership is based on trust, shared values, shared interests, but firstly on trust. The support we provide, we do that because we recognise the importance of development. We provide that support transparently. We provide that support with recognition of the importance of value for money, with respect for Australians who, through their government, provide this support. So, transparency, value for money, and shared purpose is what we seek, how we operate this program with you. Your question about debt, we are very careful as a development partner to ensure that what we do strengthens your sovereignty. We don't seek to, in fact we work with partner countries including Samoa to ensure that it is a financially sustainable position for your government, because you're correct in identifying the risk. Very high levels of debt, and we see this around the world, unsustainable loans with particular donor countries. We have seen the way that has affected countries around the world. That is not the sort of development partner we want to be, because in 20 years' time, I probably won't be here, Prime Minister, will you?
You will be the next Prime Minister.
So, as I've said to my very good friend, the Prime Minister, it's not a job I ever want. But whoever is here, and whoever is the Prime Minister of Samoa, which may be the Honourable Prime Minister, we want the partnership to still be sustainable and strong and trusted.
Thank you.
Madam Minister, the Australian aid to the Samoa is being held up by the Prime Minister. And the reason that he's been given, or he has given, is because there are questionable issues inside the rugby union that involves the chairman, who also happens to be the leader of the opposition. I'm sure you're aware of that. The leader of the opposition is claiming that the Prime Minister is playing politics with your money. Now, a series of questions and issues raises out of that. First of all, why did you give the money to, or were you aware that by giving the money to the government, you expose your aid to the politics, internal politics or domestic politics of a country as it is now? And does that mean you're still not going to give your 5 million, whatever millions you're giving to the Samoan Rugby Union on the say of the Prime Minister, while the rugby union, the rugby players, the rugby that needs development is held up because of the politics that's been played? What do you say to that?
Well, first I'd say, as a guest in your country, I'm not going to get involved in your domestic politics. That's the first point I would make. No, I'm going to respond to the things that I think are important for me to respond to as Australia's Foreign Minister. The second point I would make to you is that we are awaiting a collective application for more rugby union funding from not just Samoa but from I think it's Tonga and is it Fiji? I think yes, Fiji, sorry, which I've already spoken to Prime Minister and Booker about. And when we receive that, we will look at that. That is separate from the budget support that we provide. We provide budget support, we provide support for education, climate, cyber, in accordance with the priorities of the government of the day. Well, can I just, Mayor? I think I've just responded to your question. I've said that we are awaiting a proposal from governments, which is how we deal with these issues, around further funding for rugby union in the 3 rugby union countries for whom rugby union is very important, which are Samoa, Tonga and Fiji. And we will look at that reasonably. We always expect reasonable governance in every funding arrangement that we have with whichever country we have. That is our responsibility in terms of Australian taxpayers to ensure value for money, and we will.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. I wish to thank you for the assistance for 50 million tonne now for the next 5 years. From government perspective, we need to clear out our own local issues. That include the rugby arena here. Rugby is a game that we really important to us, but somehow it's been politicized. And that is where we're coming in to clear out all the politicians inside our rugby union. First and foremost, we want the rugby to lead to the hands of the players and the people that loves the rugby the most. At this stage, our rugby is very in poor condition. We are in the level that Samoa never been before. Because of what? Because of management. So your assistance is much appreciated to develop our rugby again from all areas, from girls team, 7s team, 15 teams. But what we have seen, it's not the case. So leave it to us. I will make sure I'll sign if everything is sorted out from here. So in a way, no more politics inside rugby. Let rugby clear like Australian rugby, like New Zealand rugby, like World Rugby. So, but I have my guarantee to you that Samoa will be part of this fund until I see our local differences is solved.
Mr. Prime Minister, can you clarify what politics has done for rugby? The negative decided to run a politics in rugby because Tuia Tua, support the message, was also president of the rugby union.
In the time of Tuia Tua, the rugby was perfect. Remember that.
But he was
In the time of Tuia Tua, look this way. In the time of Tuia Tua, politics was involved, but the rugby was perfect. Now, with Tulepa's time, where is our rugby? You name it. Where's the level of our rugby now? This is where I'm saying, this is my time as a Prime Minister, I need to sort this out.
Well,
No more politics in that parliament.
So perhaps I can just again clarify. We have a Pacific Australia sports program. Rugby is the largest partnership under that program, and we are looking forward to working with Samoa, with Tonga, with Fiji on their proposals for additional investment. I'm happy to take further questions over here. Thank you.
Koe lua ka kofsiri.
Now, drug trafficking is a major issue around the country, especially in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Mai leo leo.
Can you elaborate on how the Australian government
E ma
will
fo
assist the Samoan government and the Samoan people with efforts to fight and combat drug trafficking in the Samoa?
Thank you. Are you all right if I start there? Thank you, Prime Minister. Well, this is something the Prime Minister and I have discussed last night, and I know has been discussed between our two governments for some time, and you are right. Unfortunately, we are seeing much more illicit drug trafficking through our region, and that breaks our hearts. Samoa, but not only other island nations of the Pacific. So, and we all know that no one country can combat this sufficiently. So one of the things we are seeking to do is have our police and maritime security more joined up. It is the point I sought to make in my speech, which is working together is how we assure our collective and individual security. And so one of the two MOUs that were signed, that the Prime Minister signed last night and I witnessed, are between policing and maritime authorities, in great part for the purpose that you describe, but also more generally. I also want to say this, Samoa should be very proud of your policing capability. We have together worked on a Pacific policing initiative. I describe it as Pacific-led, Australia-backed. We provide training in Australia at Pinkenba. We work with others, and of course we have together created a deployable police force. And I think the first time that was deployed properly was actually here in Samoa at the Chogam. But Samoa is not only training officers through that policing initiative, and I think you've had 7 graduate from the program, but you have provided trainers. So 2 of the trainers on the program are Samoan. So that I think should give your people confidence in your policing capacity, which we will continue collectively in the Pacific to work with you on.
Madam Minister, you have an engagement visa program.
Yes.
You have the labour mobility, and also in New Zealand we have the RSEs too. Our government has a concern of the number of people leaving our families here, travelling to Australia and New Zealand to take this job in the labour mobility and the RSEs too. How are you going to react to that concern from our government?
Well, we always want to listen to and work with governments from sending countries, because we want these programs to work for you.
Thank you.
We try to reserve these programs for the Pacific. Many countries, frankly, want access to our labour market, but we say, look, no, Pacific is family, Pacific is our region, we want these programs for the Pacific. But I have said to every country I've gone to, whether it's Tuvalu, Samoa, Tonga, pardon me, Fiji, I'm going to Niue later today, I said the same thing. We want these programs to work for you. So you tell us how you want them to operate. So first, with the Pacific engagement visa, we capped that. Samoa chose not to be part of the first ballot. That's fine, it's not required. You chose to be part of the second ballot. That and it will be worked through, and a number of Samoans will receive a Pacific engagement visa to Australia as a consequence. The labour mobility program, you are in charge of how that is selected and the numbers. So if you say to us, we don't want any next year, that's fine. If you say to us, we want double, we'll see if we can place double. Do you see what I'm saying? And how you select them and how you want them supported through that process is something we will talk to you about. So I know how important the community structures are in Samoan culture. If that is how you want them selected, we will work with you to do that.
Do you think it's an issue that needs to be bring into the next foreign leaders meeting?
I've had many discussions at Pacific Islands Forum about this, and I say the same thing. And we have what we call bespoke, which is a complicated word for, individual arrangements with each country, which are developed in consultation. So what we do in one country won't be the same thing we do in another. So some countries want large numbers, and so they are less, they wanted help with more vaccinations and health assessments, so they just wanted the throughput increased. Other countries, and I think Samoa is one of them, are understandably concerned to not have too many people leave. So balancing that against the remittances. We're very happy to work with you on
I
that.
have one more question, please, Madam Minister, on the visa issue. Would you accept, maybe in the future, to have our people from the region and us Samoans to come and travel to New Zealand as visitors and have our passports stamped at the airport, like any other country that you are working with?
Well, I think the last part of what you said is not correct, sir. We have a universal visa system, and if anything, we have sought to try and make it more accessible and administer it better for the Pacific.
For the issue of the RSE, Minister, I think you say it all. The control is on our side. Last week, Cabinet just passed new regulation and new policy to have that control, because the original initiative was a great for our people in time of no hope. Everyone wants to get money, just get on a plane, get money and come back. Now we have our own priorities of funding our own people to get jobs and stay here. So last week our cabinet has already passed new policy and new regulation to have that control. So it will be in control. But yes, you are correct. It is us to allow how many people per year and also the quorum that needs to get out. So, thank you.
And increasingly what we want to try and do is to have more opportunities for training, so higher skilled jobs as well. So we've expanded it.
Takov Sir Muli.
Would you want a similar petition like the one that the New Zealand Pacific community is doing in New Zealand for the Australia? Would you welcome a similar petition for visas?
Petition.
A 3-month waiver visa.
Well, look, we have a universal system. We seek to make it more accessible in different ways for the countries of the Pacific, and we'll continue to try and do that.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, that was the last question, please. Last question.
Ja, morilengan whakekele. Isi kako siri mai ap kai au. I apologize. I apologize, Honourable Minister, for the media personnel here. You see now importance of a rugby here. Everybody's arguing about the rugby. But we'll sort it out and we will advise you. Thank you for making time, and it's about time for us to catch the boat to Savaii now. Thank you all for coming and have a pleasant day.